Hey Rich Nation, AJ Rich here, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia reaction. Today we're going to be watching Season 2, Episode 21. Last time we saw we kind of found out the information that All Might was talking about. Sat Midoriya down and talked to him about One for All and the abilities and how One for All works, how One for All was created, and the reasoning behind that, and who All for One is. We learned that he's got to be really old, but he has quirks. He's able to put quirks into other people, and that's why the Nomus make sense and all that. And now we know how Nomus are like there. But also I remember a couple episodes ago I heard two voices, and I was wondering and there's another voice in the background. So he has a helper as well, so it's going to be interesting to find out like how that relationship works. I'm guessing because the way he's strapped in, he's got all these wires and stuff in him. He got in a big fight with All Might. All Might actually defeated him, but he came back because he must have some immortality thing where he can't die or something, because I mean All Might beat him but he's still alive. But I don't know, like either it's immortality, or because you can be ageless. You could have something that'll make you never age, but you can still die. So maybe I don't know, maybe he just didn't beat him up enough. He's definitely crippled and he's not able to move, so he's definitely needing help. But One for All is used to defeat All for One, and the big crazy kind of what they threw at us was that All Might says that he's not going to be able to be by Deku's side. I'm going to try to call him Deku and not Midoriya, just because I feel like that's his hero name. I'm going to try to use Deku, but that is a little scary when you think about it, because the first thing I initially thought when he said I'm not gonna be able to be by your side, meaning does that mean you're dying, or does that mean like what we already knew was his powers are draining? Obviously he's not going to be able to be by his side when he's fighting, because he's losing his powers. Eventually he's not going to have any, I would think. So that's why I would think that. Now, is there more to it? That's what made my mind race and kind of come up with a bunch of stuff. It's just anything could really happen in this type of world. But just from his expression and the way he looked, and he said that he couldn't even tell Deku about it. It's obvious. I feel like it's got to be something like critical, crucial, bad, more so than just that. Maybe not death, but maybe like I don't know, like maybe crippled like the other guy. I don't know. But hopefully that's talked about more later on. But yeah, he couldn't tell Deku. But anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, smash that like button, patreon.com/ajrich123 for full reactions and early releases. Go follow me on Twitter at ajrich123. You guys can go see me on there. I'm posting like little small things over there, and yeah, just comment. Makes it really easy. But anyway, let's go ahead and start.
Really necessary for heroes to dress sexily? Let's ask our very special studio guest what they think.
For her, that's fine.
Just this year, midnight. Thank
you
so much for joining us. Please have a seat.
Good girls.
Let's start with you, Midnight. When you first debuted, you're a hero whose sexiness changed the very laws of the country.
Her costume's still pretty racy. Now I rely on ultra-thin fabrics.
It's not that bad.
I think you just like the attention.
So do you, technically?
Of course not. I look up to you. I think you're amazing.
I like how they use Mount Lady as comic, well, there's a lot of comic relief in this, but...
Thank you!
Don't forget to keep training. The written exam is only one.
Final exams for their first year already?
Practical portion to worry about.
Seems so fast. Okay. I was gonna say, if it wasn't the midterm. Oh wait, never mind.
They probably won't pull any punches when it comes to testing us.
Not the midterms.
Someone ranked in the top 10, I'm not. Don't you know weirdo little creeps like you are only likable if they're kind of stupid? Who's going
Their first year went by that fast.
Ashira,
Exactly.
down like that.
Hey, don't worry about it, you two. I can catch you up to speed on the important topics if you want.
Oh, how nice.
I'm having some trouble understanding quadratic functions.
Really?
Tutor me, please. Classical Japanese is killing me.
Wonderful! Yes, let's do it!
All right.
Okay, then we can hold
Everybody
a study
loves
session
studying.
at my res up. It'll be the perfect
It's like Deku right there.
What kind of tea does everyone like? I'll have her make sure we're stocked.
That's overkill.
I'll make it my personal duty to push you forward.
She's really into school.
Not even realize what she's saying.
She's so excited and bouncy.
Harry, what?
Should be studying with her.
You think I don't know enough? Maybe I should beat the lessons into your skull.
I'm counting on it.
Remember, he's smarter than he lets on.
I have no idea what it's gonna be.
Hard to believe they'd give us anything too crazy.
The written exam questions will all be stuff from class, so I should at least be able to do those.
Yep, and that's about all we can get Mr. Aizawa to tell us.
Okay, so then it'll cover combat training and rescue training? Oh, and basic training.
Oh, this guy.
Monoma, right? That really hurt.
I heard you guys stumbled across the hero killer. Just like in the sports festival, you're not in the spotlight because people think you're good heroes, right?
I thought 1A and 1B could be friends now.
Trouble.
He says all this with a straight face.
Horrible villains will you bring down upon us? What demon?
I was waiting for that.
I'm pretty sure there's a hole where his heart should be.
I think he's out.
As long as she's around, knock him out.
You're all worried about what's going to be on the big final practical?
The same... obviously it's not gonna be the same exam. Maybe an advanced version.
Idiot, are you, Kendo?
They're not the idiots.
She's like that class's big sister, huh?
All right.
Yeah, but I can let loose with robots.
And melting them will be a cinch for me.
You just need
Advantage.
Yandere to help you study, and you'll be all set for finals.
I wonder if he... Oh, he doesn't even... I guess he didn't notice,
Why are you morons so excited?
like, the way All Might was looking at, or looking like.
You need to learn how to control your quirk. You got it? I saw the way you're using it now, and I want you to know. It's seriously pissing me off.
Oh, yeah, because he copied him. I forgot about that.
We'll be getting individual scores in the upcoming finals. New rankings. So we'll all know exactly where we're standing. I'll show you how much better I am.
Not literally. Well.
It's been a while since I've seen him that worked up.
Think it's impatience or hatred?
I don't know. He seems to always act like that, but...
I knew her family had cash, but I didn't know she was this rich.
Oh, shit. I mean, she's pretty sophisticated, so I guess that this makes sense.
Right now.
Yeah, me too.
Have you noticed that in anime? There's always that one person that has a random mansion or something. Though I don't mind it being Momo in this.
Thanks so much for all your help.
I didn't leave anything blank at least.
Now they'll get
Our
C's.
3 days of written exams were over.
Let's begin the last test. Remember, it's possible to fail this final. If you want to go to camp, then don't make any stupid mistakes.
We're fighting those big old metal robots.
S'mores, here we come.
I'm guessing not the way they're acting.
Will be completely different. What does that mean for you?
Oh.
You students will be working together in pairs, and your opponents will be one of our esteemed UA teachers. Isn't that fabulous?
Oh, shit.
They were determined at my discretion based on various...
I wish I could have done that in regular school. Fought the teachers. Oh, shit.
Paired with Bakugo.
Of course he is.
And their opponent is...
All Might, really? Now that pairing completely makes sense. But I mean, how classic can you put that? Him and Bakugo versus All Might.
It'd be best if we could start preparing for that before it happens.
I guess technically Ochako Onita too.
And every precaution. Originally, we used them to avoid complaints about people getting injured in the end.
Oh, they're changing it for this class.
We can
Makes
ignore
sense.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair.
I mean, they don't have to go at
You
100%.
won't be able to give them actual grades, yo.
Of course, we could take that into consideration and...
How do we ensure the students aren't put in life-threatening situations? The answer is simple. We must push them.
We make sure that they're as strong as possible.
He's doing quite well, generally speaking, but relies too much on brute force. And Yaoyorozu is an all-arounder, but lacks the ability to make spur-of-the-moment decisions. And for Midoriya and Bakugo,
Or worst.
leaving them to you, All Might. In this case, I didn't pair the two of them up based on ability or classwork.
You're paying close attention, huh, Aizawa?
And now, let's announce the teams and the teachers they'll be fighting
Suspicions. I think Cementos would be a pretty tough opponent. Ugh. Some of these, some of them we haven't seen. Oh, of course Mineta is fighting. Oh my god. Of course he's fighting her.
After all, you're up against people way better than you.
Better?
Uh.
Really? Wait, aren't you just the announcer?
Watch your mouth, girl.
If you think you can win against them, then fight. However,
Hmm.
In instances where you're outmatched, it would be smarter to run away and find help.
Yeah, they're way in advance now.
That kid in the white armor! Stop fighting back! Just get out of here!
I won't make that mistake again.
But with these rules, you're probably thinking your only real choice is to flee. That's why the support course made these super clever accessories for us. These babies will add about half our body weight to our physique.
Oh.
It's not much, but they will eat up our stamina and make it harder for us to move around. Young Hatsume ended up winning it.
Wow, good for
Of course May would do that.
You think we need a handicap to win against you? Well, think again.
Those waiting their turn to fight can either watch the exams or try to strategize together as a team. It's your choice. That's all.
Got to figure out a way to destroy this Midnight's costume.
You are such a little scumbag.
Oh man. Mineta gets his dream fight.
And besides, I don't think Kachan really wants to talk strategy with me.
Is
Oh.
preoccupied with himself.
God.
You don't say.
He got, oh, she got bad luck.
Get inspiration from everyone else's battles.
ready, go.
I mean, he can take notes on all these fights like he usually does.
Definitely get a higher score for capturing instead of running. You agree? Yeah.
Yeah, Cementos is, yeah, he's pretty OP.
Let's break through from the front and shoot for a high score.
For every 10 grams of sugar, he
Oh.
is as strong for 3 minutes. However, the more sugar he uses for power, the more his cognitive functions suffer.
Will he not get...
Their quirks are amazing, but there's a limit to how long they can use them. They won't last forever. I don't think Mr. Cementos has that kind of limit, though. Pass, we'll have to recognize our weaknesses and overcome them.
Exactly right.
Some pretty hard
Before
exams.
it's time for your own final.
And what can you use to gain the upper hand? That would,
Man, this is
yeah.
never ending. No matter how many walls we break, he keeps making more.
You would think they'd be able to break all this. Unlimited cement. I thought that would be, they'd have an advantage because they could bash through it or something.
Their quirks were too ineffective against
I thought about that wrong. Strength against strength, except he's stronger and he's better at his quirk. Disadvantage Deku.
Trying to crush you with everything we've got. No holding back.
Clones?
Steal your nerves.
Yeah, they really, I originally thought like it made more sense like, oh, you know, we're gonna, even though it's gonna be they're gonna be at a disadvantage anyway because they're facing a teacher. So I initially thought, okay, you're gonna give them you're gonna at least pair them with somebody they would be compatible with, and then fight them. But they kind of paired them with, you know, with their quirk or relationship or whatever, but they also purposely made it so you're having so they're going against their, like, not necessarily their weakness, because I wouldn't say strength against strength is weakness, but definitely giving all these people disadvantages. And when you think about Midoriya or Deku and if you think of either of that, or Bakugo, you think like strength and strength, even though obviously Bakugo's quirk is more than just punching and strength, but All Might is the extreme. Obviously, you know, best hero, number one hero, but he is the extreme. He has the same quirk as Deku. So, but he's trained in it and it's stronger. So, major disadvantage. Though he has weights on there, looks like the Dragon Ball Z, let's put on 1,000,000 weights and train weights there, but yeah, that's definitely a disadvantage. I was looking at some of those groups, trying to like think of that, and the one where they're about to start the Tokoyami, Tokoyami and Froppy. It's weird because I know we've seen that teacher before, I think, but I don't think it's even, has that one had one line before? Some of the teachers haven't had that much screen time, so I didn't even know what the guy's quirk was, but it looks like some type of clones or something. I'm thinking of their quirks. You know, he has a shadow and Sue's got like frog-like abilities and they're both out of the water. She's obviously going to be stronger and have better advantage outside of the water, or in the water, or by water or whatever, but she can still attack without that. With Tokoyami, he has to use the shadow, but obviously he's always going to be at a slighter disadvantage with when it's daytime. He had an advantage during that tournament because a lot of people didn't know what his weakness was with that, so he was able to kind of scare them with the shadow at some points. But not that the shadow's still strong without it, and you can use kind of the what it seems like with his quirk, you can kind of use the natural shadows of the world, or, you know, trees, of, you know, the natural shade and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely a disadvantage. So those fights, yeah, will be very, very interesting. I like how they're doing that though, because first of all, the final exam this year went by really fast. Even though we're in like near the end of season 2, it felt like they were still in the first. I guess I wasn't looking at the passing of time, or maybe the final exams are, it's 1 year, right? It's got to be, you know, the full school year, if you're taking a final exam, or if maybe it's a whole semester. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a year. But yeah, that year, they made that year go really fast. I felt like they're still in like their first half of their year. Like, I don't know. It's weird. These episodes are usually pretty good, so maybe it just kind of flew by, and there's been all these arcs where they're just 1-2 days, but maybe they're doing it where it's like a span of time in between, you know, kind of like time jumps, you know, a month or something time jump. But yeah, it's a very good, it's a good strategy and a good way to train them, because obviously all these people and everybody in class 1A has kind of a higher up on it, or you know, ahead of everybody else because of all their experience. And on top of that, Todoroki, Ida, and Deku had a extreme fight, which gave them even more experience. And it's just really like, you gotta kind of like rush them out at this point, because they're just so they have all this training. So it makes sense for them to kind of change it up and do something like this and face the teachers. Do I think they're gonna win against these teachers? I don't. I think the teachers are probably stronger than them at this point, I would think. I mean, they're still technically in their first years, but I think Bakugo and Deku might give All Might, you know, a run for his money more of, because I think he's just gonna run out of time. That's what I think. Like, he only has so long he can be in. That's why I was thinking. I was like, how is All Might doing these classes? Like, how does he get away with it when he can only be in that strength form for like an hour? And I remember mentioning before, I was like, oh, well, possibly it's more like he can hold it. Maybe he can hold it longer when he's not using like his actual strength or whatever. But it probably goes a lot faster when he actually uses his ability. But anyway, I'll probably just go straight into the next episode, recording wise, because this is actually starting to get good again. We kind of had the you know, like a little bit of filler. We had it at the end of the first season, and then full on everything, and then little filler, and then full on good fights and stuff like that. And I appreciate that. I love that. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have not subscribed for some reason, please subscribe, smash that like button. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at ajrich123 and also my Patreon, patreon.com/ajrich123 for full reactions and early releases. I would really appreciate that if you went ahead and looked and checked that out. Also, Discord and all that stuff is on there as well. So, but anyway, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.